What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. It's a great day to talk about some silver. In today's video, I not only want to talk about silver, but, more specifically, I want to talk about some junk silver, some 90% junk constitutional silver coins, fractional silver. And I want to announce and finalize the giveaway that I've been doing these last couple of days. The giveaway is over. Details will be in this video. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for a bunch of videos. Subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos and follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. And really quick, 3 things before we fully dive into the video. Number 1, if you haven't already, try you out some Celsius Energy. That's right, it's a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. You can get a 12-pack variety pack on Amazon right now. I will leave an affiliate link in the description. This right here, best flavor ever. 2, if you haven't already started investing and you would like to, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so, and they make it really easy for a new investor to begin investing because of how simple it is to navigate on the app. We will link in the description. 3rd and finally, if you need any silver or gold stacking supplies, maybe some airtight tubes and capsules, anti-tarnish paper, mini lock boxes, microscopes, the list goes on, any and all silver and gold stacking supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. Alright, so in today's video, I want to announce the giveaway winners. I've already gotten contact with a majority of them, but there are a couple that haven't gotten back to me, getting back to them just yet. And I also want to talk about some 90% junk constitutional silver. I'm talking the dimes, I'm talking the quarters, I'm talking the half dollars, I'm talking the Washington quarters, the Standing Liberty quarters, the Roosevelt dimes, the Mercury dimes, all different kind of half dollars, focusing on 90%, not 40%. So, first things first, when it comes to junk constitutional silver, what I like best about it is it's almost like smaller denominations of dollar bills. Like, see, the most convenient way of having like dollar bills stacked up would probably be the 20s, the 50s, and the 100s. That's probably what a lot of people do if they were, for whatever reason, a cash stacker. We ain't stacking cash around here. We stacking money around here. But you know what else you need? In the idea of just being your own bank, like obviously you're going to want to have the larger bills, but when it comes to being your own bank, if that's what you're using silver and gold for, you're going to want smaller denominations as well for liquidity purposes. You're going to want the singles, the 5s, the 10s, alongside the 20s, 50s, and 100s, if that makes sense. So with the 90% junk constitutional silver, it's good to have plenty of this because the dimes are the smallest denomination. The quarters are also a very small denomination. The half dollars are the largest of the 3, but still a very small denomination of silver. And we're going to fully dive into that as soon as I get this giveaway out of the way. Now, some of you might be wondering, giveaway? What giveaway? I didn't know there was a giveaway. That's because I don't advertise a giveaway as a giveaway. What I do, what I've been doing for 5, 6, maybe even 7 years, 90% of the time, if I'm going to do a giveaway, I bury the giveaway details somewhere in a video. So if you're just casually watching my videos, you just might end up being surprised by a random giveaway inserted in that video. I don't put a video out there and be like, hey, giveaway. A lot of people do that to gain new subscribers. I do it the way I do because I'm not looking for like cheap viewership. I'm not looking for people to start following me just to see if they win and then unfollow me if they don't win. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking to reward the viewers for viewing. I'm looking to do a giveaway to give something back to the people who watch my videos, whether it's a giveaway or not. So that's why I've always done it my way. So for those of you who tuned into a video that I posted a couple of days ago, it was titled something along the lines of, how much is 20,000 troy ounces of silver worth in US dollars? And in that video, I answer that question. I tell you exactly how much at that time, spot price fluctuates, I tell you exactly how much 20,000 ounces of silver would be worth in US dollars. And after I got that out of the way, I had mentioned in that video, hey, by the way, 20,000 subscribers. We just hit that number. That's a huge milestone. So once again, I said it in that video already, but I'll say it again today. Thank you everybody for supporting the show. I appreciate it more than words can even describe. So I figured 20,000 subscribers, hey, you know what would be kind of cool? To do a giveaway to celebrate it. And I decided that I was going to do a giveaway, and I said, hey, 5 people that comment on this video, 5 people that comment on the next video, 5 that comment on the next video, and 5 that comment on the next video are going to be random winners. So 20 winners in total. And I will tell you right here, right now, I will never do a giveaway with that many winners again. Oh my God, I knew it was going to be difficult. I didn't realize it was going to be dang near impossible. So I reached out to the 20 winners. So far, I believe 13 of them have gotten back to me so that I can mail them their prize. The other 7, please get back to me. So let me read off the winners' names really quick, just in case the 7 of you are watching this right now and maybe you didn't notice that I replied to your comment. On video 1, McClark4112, Andrew C., North Carolina Stacker, David King, Sergeant Rudy Smith. Video 2, Silver Lumberjack, Dun Raptores, You Belong 98. Video 3, Zachary H., Emmanuel, Carl LaRouche, Morgan Fitz, Thomas Sacco. Video 4, John Jewell, BCNUQT2011, The Acadian Carpenter, Jack Chasteen, and Eli in the Wolverine State. You 20 people are the winners. I picked 5 on one video, 5 on another, 5 on another, and 5 on another for 20 in total. And so far, I believe 13, maybe 14 of you, I have them marked off right here, 13, maybe 14 of you have reached out to me. I've gotten your information, and as soon as I got the silver in my possession, I am going to mail it out to you. So I just placed the order. I will show you a picture of what I got. I got myself a lot of 20 silver dimes. Now, as I said in the giveaway video, going to be sending everybody a silver dime, but there might be a couple of you where I throw in a little bit extra. Maybe I'll throw in a silver quarter. Maybe I'll throw in a silver $50 as well. Who knows? Going to mix and match it up, but everybody is absolutely going to get at least one 90% silver dime. And I just placed the order, and it says, order confirmed. Your order was placed, sending a confirmation email to me and my order number, and it's going to arrive April 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. So when they arrive, hopefully by then I will have all 20 people's shipping information, and I will send all 20 people their prize. Thank you for entering. Stick around, and maybe you will accidentally stumble upon my next giveaway. So now that we got the giveaway details out of the way, I want to talk a little bit about the 90% junk constitutional silver. See, let's start out with some Roosevelt dimes, because this right here, these little silver dimes right here, these little tiny coins, this is what everybody's going to be receiving. At least one of these, maybe something a little more. But silver dimes, Roosevelt dimes, or Mercury dimes, which I have one right here. Here, look, one of each. Whether it be a Roosevelt dime or a Mercury dime, same thing in terms of weight, same things in terms of the denomination of silver. This is essentially 1/14 of a troy ounce. Now, 1 troy ounce of silver right now is worth $32, $33, $34, somewhere within that range. If you tack on a premium, $36, $37, maybe even $38 at this time, that's how much for 1 troy ounce of silver. A 1/14 of a troy ounce of silver right now is worth about $2.75. One of these right here. So this one, just one piece of silver, which is, according to face value, a 10-cent piece, only supposed to be worth 10 cents. Well, guess what? Guess what? This right here is actually worth about $2.75, not because of the face value, but because of how much actual money is packed inside of this little teeny tiny coin. In 1964 was the last year our coins were made out of money. And starting in 65, 66, 67, 68, so on and so forth, all the way up to present day, our coins, our currency coins, are no longer made out of money. They removed the silver from the coins, and now they're made of nonsense metal. Not important metal, not precious metal, not silver, certainly not gold. See, we used to have currency dollars backed by gold, and we used to have currency coins backed by silver. We got taken off the gold standard, and one could argue that we got taken off the silver standard, even though there wasn't really officially a silver standard, but our coins are no longer made out of silver. I would imagine because they realized how much silver was going to be worth at some point in the future, and they could no longer justify calling something that's worth $2.75 10 cents, if that makes sense. Makes sense to me. I get it. I understand. So this right here is 1/14 of a troy ounce of silver. You need 14 of these little 90% silver dimes, whether it be a Roosevelt dime or a Mercury dime. You're going to need 14 of them. 7 of one, 7 of the other. Doesn't matter. They're all 1/14 of a troy ounce of silver. You're going to need 14 of these to make 1 troy ounce, which is cool because, like I said before, if you're going to be working with dollar bills of larger denominations, like a $20 bill, let's just say, you're going to need 20 singles to equate to a $20 bill. You know, you go to a store and you have a $50 bill in your pocket and you just want to buy something small, you go up to the cashier and say, hey, can you break a 50? It's the same thing. So if somebody had, I don't know, maybe a 10-ounce bar, you want to break a 10-ounce bar, guess what? You're going to need a lot of these little silver dimes. Or maybe you just need 10 of the little 1-ounce denominations. It's the same exact identical thing, but moving away from currency and focusing on silver. Larger denomination bills, larger denomination silver bars. You break them down, you need smaller increments. You need 14 of these to equate to one of these. You need 140 of these to equate to one of these. That's how you break a piece of silver. That's how you break a larger bill. It's how you break a larger bar. Moving away from the silver dime. What else do we have over here? We got the silver quarter. Now, I don't have any standing Liberty quarters on me at the moment, but I do have a Washington quarter. Everybody's familiar with the Washington quarter. You know exactly what this is. This is a 1964, 90% silver Washington quarter. How much is this bad boy worth right here? 25 cents, you might think, but you'd be mistaken. According to face value, it's worth 25 cents. If you have one of these minted 1965 to present day, you would be correct, 25 cents. But back in the day, back in 1964 and earlier, when these things were actually made out of money, 90% of this coin right here is silver. And because of the weight, this right here would be worth about $5.50. How crazy is that? This right here being approximately 1/6 of a troy ounce of silver. You would need 6 of these to equate to 1 troy ounce of silver. If you have a 1-ounce silver coin, like that silver eagle right there, and you're the cashier, and someone comes up to you and says, hey, can you break this troy ounce for me? And you say, sure, absolutely. Here's 6 Washington quarters. That's how you break a troy ounce of silver with this particular piece of constitutional silver. See, funny enough, years ago when I first started stacking, end of 2017, the entire year of 2018, most of 2019, I really wasn't into 90% silver. I was kind of picky. I liked pure silver only, and if I had to choose today, same exact dollar bill amount, the premiums were the same. If I had to choose between a troy ounce of silver, like a silver eagle or a silver buffalo round or something like that, and 6 of these, or 14 silver dimes, still, I would pick the 1 troy ounce of pure silver. That's my genuine preference. I like them both, and if I had to choose today, I would go by the premium. Okay, 6 Washington quarters or 1 troy ounce silver buffalo round. Which one can I get for a smaller dollar bill amount? Which one's carrying the lower premium at this time? That's how I would make my decision today. But assuming they were the same, and assuming I had only enough currency to get one of the 2 options, I would go with the pure silver because that's just my actual preference. I like them both, but I like pure silver a little bit more. But back then, I was kind of like, I don't want to say against constitutional silver, but I just wasn't interested in it. I understood it. I was like, yeah, I get it. It's cool, but it's not really what I'm focused on. Moving into 2020 and 2021, almost all I would pick up was 90% silver. And that was mainly because of the premiums. I noticed that the premiums on these were a little bit lower than the premiums on pure silver, but I was also a little bit more enthusiastic about it too. I started to understand the power of fractional silver, constitutional silver. And, you know, on top of all that, it's minted by a sovereign government, so it has that going for it as well. It's like an extra little layer of protection, a little bit. It has that higher level of notoriety than if I were to get maybe, I don't know, a fractional generic silver bar, as an example. So I started to understand the power of constitutional silver, fractional silver, junk silver, as they call it. Junk silver because it's not pure silver. Not to say in any way, shape, or form that this thing is actual junk. This is not junk. This is not garbage. This is not trash. This is money right here. And moving into 2020, 2021, I started to actually really understand that. And it's been, for the most part, what I've been stacking ever since. I have so many Washington quarters. Anytime over the last couple of years, including this year and last year, you know, recent stacking, go to the local coin shop, just get a couple dollars face value of some Washington quarters. $2, $3 face value. Go home with just a handful of Washington quarters. That's all I want. That's all I need. Every couple weeks or maybe once a month, I'll stop by and do that. Occasionally, I'll order a couple dollars face value online if it's more convenient for me at the time. See, that's how I've been doing it these last couple of years. I've scaled it back on how aggressive I was stacking, but I still make sure to stay consistent. Still pick up a little bit every here and there. And I just place an order for, obviously, the lot of 20 silver dimes. So moving away from that, let's talk about the last denomination. Let's talk about the silver half dollars. See, half dollars, we don't see a lot of half dollars anymore. We don't get half dollars back as change at the store if we pay in cash. You don't see a lot of half dollars anymore. And I'm not even talking about more recently minted half dollars. I'm not talking about 90% silver half dollars. I'm talking about like 0% silver half dollars. You don't see a lot of half dollars anymore. They're not a very popular coin to be carrying around. But once again, similar to the silver dime and the silver corner, pre-1965 half dollars are also 90% silver. And this is a 1947 Walking Liberty half dollar. You might recognize the design. And that would be because it has the same Walking Liberty design as the Silver Eagle. So this is almost like a way of getting Silver Eagles without stacking Silver Eagles. Kind of, sort of, not really, but kind of, not really. Has the same design. And then, obviously, on the reverse, we have the beautiful eagle. Look at that right there. United States of America. Heck yeah. So this right here, due to the weight and how much silver we're talking about here, this is about 1/3 of a troy ounce of silver. About 1/3. It would take only 3 of these to equate to a troy ounce of silver. So if you're dealing with a silver eagle, like this one over here, and you go up to the silver cashier and say, hey, can you break a silver eagle for me? And they say, sure. I don't have any dimes or quarters, but I have 3 90% silver half dollars. Here you go. That's how you would go about breaking a troy ounce of silver. Now again, because of the weight, because of how much silver we're talking about here, 1/3 of a troy ounce of silver, this would be worth roughly $11. So if you got $11 in your pocket, you could probably get yourself one of these right here. You might need $12 or $13 because of premiums, but still, this thing is supposedly only worth 50 cents. It's a $half piece. But guess what? It's worth more than 50 cents. It's worth about $11 right now. So if you're looking at this right here and you look at the bottom, how it says $half, you're being lied to. This is not worth $half. This is worth about $11 because it's made out of money. The money was removed from our currency, but pre-65 currency still has money in it. Crazy how that works. Funny how that works. And what's cool about some of these older coins, 1947, I mean, I have coins from 1883, like older Morgan dollars and whatnot. What's cool about older coins is if you find one, like this one, for example, in 1947, you could just quickly Google things that took place in 1947. Oh, who was the president in 1947? What was going on in 1947? Was this going on? Was that going on? What was invented in 1947? A lot of these coins, they can help you learn about history. Like, not only is it a way of being, at least if you ask me, financially responsible by stockpiling a little bit of silver. You don't have to be all in on silver. I'm personally not all in on silver. I'm actually investing. I've been investing quite aggressively for the last 5 or 6 years, but I'm still stacking a little bit on the side. I still pick up a little bit of silver every here and there. I get what I can when it's convenient for me, and I keep the silver train moving. That's what I do. But you don't have to be all in on silver. You could be like me and just pick up a little bit of silver whenever you can, as much as you can, whenever you can, whatever you want to do. You can just get a little bit at a time, just a handful of silver every couple of weeks. That's all it takes. It's a way of being financially responsible. It's a way of playing a little bit of financial defense. Or maybe you're all in on silver and you take every penny left over after you pay the bills to the coin shop and you fork all that cash over for as much silver as you could possibly get your hands on, regardless of how aggressive you are in stacking. I see silver as a way of playing financial defense and a way of being financially responsible, because what is it at the end of the day? It's a form of wealth preservation and hedging against inflation. It's our way of fighting back, if you think about it, and protecting ourselves financially. That's how I see it, especially with the gold. See, silver is a little bit more volatile. I'm sure we're aware of that. Gold is a little bit more stable, a little bit more secure, a little bit more reliable. Silver has a little bit more dramatic swings in upward and downward directions. But either way, precious metals are a way of playing financial defense and fighting back and protecting yourself from inflation. The price of silver and gold have gone up. They've always gone up, continued to go up. They've had some crazy wild spikes when they probably shouldn't have. It should have been a little bit more of a steady incline, but that big giant upswing and then back down, and then it just follows that upward trajectory. That's at least the way I see it. But anyway, this right here, this little Walking Liberty $50, supposedly worth only 50 cents, is actually worth about $11 today, if you were to measure the money in currency. At the end of the day, that's not how we should really look at it. You shouldn't look at this as an $11 coin. You should look at it as roughly 1/3 of a troy ounce of silver. The Washington quarters, or the Standing Liberty quarters, you shouldn't look at them as $5 to $6 coins. You should look at them as roughly 1/6 of a troy ounce of silver. A 1/6 of an ounce coin. Silver dimes, Roosevelt dimes, Mercury dimes. You shouldn't look at these as a $2.75 coin. You should look at this as 1/14 of a troy ounce of silver. This right here is a 1/14 troy ounce coin. That's how you got to look at it. You shouldn't look at how much silver you've stacked over the last couple of weeks or months or years or decades and say, oh yeah, I got $1,000 worth of silver. I got $10,000 worth of silver. That's not how you should look at it. You should say that you have 40 ounces of silver, that you have 116 ounces of silver, that you have 376 troy ounces of silver. That's how you should measure it. Measure your money in troy ounces. Don't measure it in dollars. Only measure it in dollars before that money is in your possession. Look at the spot price, factor in an average or a fair premium, and determine for yourself how much that silver is worth in currency dollars before you convert your currency dollars into it. Once you make that transaction, let that currency fiat mindset go away. Only measure it in dollars before you get it. And that's just so you can calculate how many dollars you got to fork over to get yourself some money. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos, and follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. And 3 quick things before we wrap up the video. Number 1, if you haven't already, try you out some Celsius Energy. That's right, it's a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. You can get yourself a 12-pack variety pack on Amazon right now. I will leave an affiliate link in the description so you can try out the different flavors. This right here, best flavor ever. 2, if you haven't already started investing and you would like to, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so, and they make it really easy for a new investor to start investing because of how simple it is to navigate around on the app. Webull link in the description. 3rd and finally, if you need any silver or gold stacking supplies, whether it be airtight tubes and capsules, whether it be anti-tarnish paper, whether it be mini lock boxes or safes or microscopes or whatever, the list goes on, any and all silver and gold stacking supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts on 90% junk constitutional silver? Which of these right here is your favorite denomination? Assuming that the premiums were all the same, would you rather get yourself 3 half dollars, 6 quarters, or 14 dimes? Which of those 3 denominations is your favorite? Mine personally, at the moment, is probably the silver dime. I love silver dimes, especially mercury dimes. But yeah, let me know your favorite 90% junk constitutional silver quarter in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace, and giveaway winners, please make sure you get back to me so I can send you your silver.